Hello and welcome to Dawn Chorus Writes, a Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction and audiofic. This is a new series, The Princess and the Cheese, and it's written by Jheqia, narrated by Dawn myself. Hello! And it is also a writing prompt by Alicia, so massive shout out to her too. Massive shout out and thank you very much for the commissioned artwork by Arcataza in the thumbnail. So make sure you go and give her some love. All her information is listed down below. Make sure you give Jheqia some love for writing it. And make sure you give me some love by smashing that like button. Comment down below what you think of it and what will happen in the next chapter. And make sure you subscribe so you do not miss out on this one and other series and other one-shots that are happening at the moment. And enjoy. Chapter 6. The Cat and the Princess. It was a short fight, as these things go. It seemed to Cat that Ladybug was brighter and happier than he had ever seen her before. More than that, their teamwork was flawless, almost as if they could read each other's minds and anticipate what was needed and when. They had never been this in sync with each other before, and it left Cat feeling energized, but confused. I always thought that we would become this connected if she was in love with me, he mused as he waited for Ladybug's signal to turn on the water. But here we are, our teamwork better than it has ever been, and I just asked out Marinette. He felt warm inside at the memory of kissing her. He had been forcefully struck with the knowledge that Marinette might as well be Ladybug for all she did to help others. How much she cared about people, and how creative and heroic she was, but she did it all without a Miraculous. She was just Marinette, and that was so much more than he had ever imagined. More than that, she had loved him, did love him, on both sides of the mask, and accepted him just as he was. She defended Cat as best as she could from where she was, by showing him respect, worrying about his well-being, protecting Plagg, and most of all, being his friend. Where Ladybug needed a magic yo-yo and lucky charms to save the day, Marinette did the same thing on a smaller scale, every day, with nothing but her hands, heart, and a lot of hard work. What is even Ladybug compared to that? Cat thought. Cat Noir, now! He slammed the faucet open, and water ran through the garden hose to fill her lucky charm, a set of bagpipes which Ladybug launched through the air with a bungee cord. Scorn saw it just as it was about to hit her head and blast it with another wave of scorched air. The bagpipes burst, drenching the akumatized girl with water. The flames around her were snuffed out, and her body looked like it had turned into charcoal statue. Would you care to do the honours, kitty cat? Ladybug said with a trill to her voice and a wide, happy smile. Of course, my lady, he called back, sauntering over to the blackened remains of Scorn and breaking her sunglasses. I'm just glad she wasn't too hot for us to handle. Ladybug giggled merrily at his pun, and he couldn't help but grin as the white butterfly flew away amidst a swarm of helpful ladybugs. Chloe stomped away, refusing to acknowledge her rescuers, and Cat offered his fist to his partner. Pound it! So, you seem in an unusual good mood today, my lady, he said, grinning at her obvious happiness. Anything exciting happening in the amazing life of Miraculous Ladybug? This has been the best day of my whole life, kitty, she squealed, grabbing him in a hug and dancing around them in a circle. If I don't tell someone soon, I might just explode. By all means, LB, I'm all ears, you know. He wiggled his cat ears at her playfully. She suddenly looked nervous. I'm not sure if I should. I wouldn't want to hurt your feelings since... Honestly, LB, nothing could bring me down today, he said. I think I've finally moved on, like you asked me to, so by all means share away. I will always want to know about anything that makes you happy. She gave him a sweet smile. Thank you, Cat. That means the world to me. You know the boy I told you about? The one I'm in love with? Yeah. Not that you told me anything aside from the fact that there was one, he replied. Wait, are you telling me? Yes! She squealed. He kissed me and asked me out today. We're going out on Saturday. Oh, Cat, I don't think I've been this happy. The smile on her face was so beautiful, but instead of feeling saddened because he hadn't been the one to put it there, he felt a genuine happiness that she felt so loved at last. She deserved it. I'm very happy for you, my lady. Really, I am, he said, smiling. Is it okay if I still call you my lady? Of course. We're allowed to give each other nicknames, Kitty. And thank you for being so good about this. It means a lot to know you care. She pulled him into a hug as the jewels beeped. Anything for you, little bug, he said, returning a hug. But if he ever breaks your heart, he'll have to deal with a very angry Cat Noir on his doorstep. I've no doubt, but I thought you said you had moved on. For once, you aren't the only lucky one. Today, I kissed the most beautiful girl in my school, and we have a date on Saturday too, he replied smugly. Oh, so you really have moved on. She nudged him with her elbow and gave him a cocky wink. Good for you, Tiger. If she ever breaks your heart, I'll dangle her from the Eiffel Tower until she begs for forgiveness. She won't, he said confidently. She is the most beautiful, talented, creative, caring person I have ever met, and she happens to be in love with me. Oh, really? She scoffed. She must not have heard your puns yet. And I thought I was the most beautiful, talented, creative, caring person you have ever met. Or were you just buttering me up? He snorted with laughter. If only she knew that I was talking about Marinette and a family of bakers. She has heard my puns, and she even punned back a little, he said, remembering how happy Marinette had been when she had made him laugh in the library. And are you feeling a spot of jealousy, LB? A burst of laughter was his only answer. He chuckled. Well, I'll tell you, my lady, you are beautiful, amazing, creative, and caring, but this girl, she doesn't need a miraculous to be a hero. No offense, but I think you would have to go a long way before you could measure up to her without the suit. She blinked at him, wide-eyed, then smiled sweetly. Then, I'm happy for you, Cat. You deserve to be loved by someone that amazing. I'm glad she makes you so happy. His ring beeped for the final time. Well, LB, I have to pick up my girlfriend from school. We have a project we need to work on. Catch you at our next patrol. She scoffed as he leapt away. What? Like more kissing? Cat chuckled at her words as he looked for a secluded spot to detransform. Yeah, and maybe we might have time to work on that report too. On the way back to school, he thought about how wonderful kissing Marinette had made him feel. How right she felt in his arms, and that strong sense of connection that he had felt growing in his heart. So, kiss and cuddle my amazing girlfriend, or work on a history report. Yep, LB was right. He doubted anything would get done for a while. Marinette met him on the steps outside the school wearing a sweet smile. Adrien sighed happily and pulled her into a hug, feeling like he had come home. I made her smile like that just by being me. She loves me. I wish I'd known sooner. But if he had, he might have been too wrapped up in Ladybug to even try. He never thought he would end up this happy, and somehow all this newfound happiness and contentment has sprung out of a disgusting prank and him flushing Plagg's cheese. "You did it, Adrien!" Marinette whispered, holding him close. "Thank you." "Thank you for trusting me, Marinette." He rubbed his cheek against her hair and breathed in the sweetness of cherry blossoms and brown sugar. "I don't have any lessons this afternoon. We could go back to your place and hang out. I'd invite you over to my house, but..." She pulled away slightly to look up at him. "You don't want to rush things with your dad?" she asked softly. He nodded in amusement. "How do you know me so well? You seem to know everything about me. Am I that transparent?" No, it's just..." She took a deep breath and the words came out in a rush. "I've been so in love with you for a long time that you were my friend and a famous model so that I could find out about the magazines, and I found out from Nino and Nadia." He chuckled and a beautiful smile lit up her face. "I guess that does give you an advantage, but I want to know everything about you too. I want to be able to surprise you with your favorite flowers and take you to all your favorite places. You deserve everything, Marinette." She curled herself back against his chest. "I already have everything I need, Adrien, and my favorite place is right here." Her words set off a cascade of sparklers through him as she wrapped him in a hug. His eyes burned with tears and hurriedly wiped them away. What was wrong with him? She looked up at him. "Are you okay?" "Yeah," he said, grinning foolishly. "I don't know why I'm crying. I'm happier now than I've been in a long time." She gently wiped the tears off his cheek, a soft smile playing on her lips and love shining in her eyes. "It's okay," she whispered. "Sometimes people cry when they're happy too." Marinette took his hand in hers. "Come on, let's get our stuff and head over to my house. We didn't get much work done on our report earlier." He held her close as they walked up the stairs. "I have to admit, I had other things on my mind." Her cheeks flushed red and she focused on her feet. "Me too?" He stopped suddenly as something sunk in. "Wait a minute. You haven't stuttered once since I got back except for just now." He turned towards her and gave her a confused look. "You didn't stutter when you were telling me about Plagg either. What's going on, Marinette?" She looked up at him through her lashes and bit her lower lip, causing his chest to spasm with a pleasant ache. I've loved you so long that it gets me nervous and flustered, and I stammer and trip and jumble up stuff." He lifted her chin so that she met his gaze. "So, all of those times you would say something that sounded like you liked me? You really did?" She nodded shyly. He sighed in aspiration and grasped her shoulders. "Marinette, I have liked you for ages. Why didn't you tell me?" She bit her bottom lip again. Bunch of silly reasons that really shouldn't have mattered as much as they seem to. I know how important friends are to you, and I didn't want to mess things up. And you were dating Kagami for a while, and I wanted you to be happy. I was worried about you rejecting me, or your father thinking I was just after you to help my future as a fashion designer. His eyes widened as she rattled off the many things that had frightened her into not revealing her feelings for him. So he finally stopped her with a kiss. It was long, slow and sweet as he held her face, and she tentatively reached up to tangle her hands in his hair. "You don't have to be afraid any more, Marinette," he murmured, caressing her rosy cheeks. "I think I would always choose you." Thank you for listening to part 6. Oh, they're adorable. And Ladybug and Cat, bless them. If you enjoyed this, make sure you smash that like button, send me some love, and make sure you go and send Jheqia some love for writing it. Make sure you comment down below what you think of it and what will happen in the next part 7 final part next time. And make sure you subscribe so you do not miss out on this series, and other series are happening at the moment and other one shots to come. And I hope you're good, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.